Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is another Nufftingz Speaks with your host, Nufftingz, talking shit. Because that's what I do, right? So, I haven't done one of these in a while, but today I went to do Growda and Raid Hour, and people coming up to me and saying, Yo, I love listening to you talk shit. So I was like, well, fuck yeah, let's go. Because the stuff I'm saying isn't even shit, it's the real shit going on in Mississauga, and I shouldn't say all of Mississauga because Mississauga is a great place. It's City Hall, Square One, motherfuckers, right? So, what we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk a couple things. I'll probably put screenshots of like certain things that I've said, certain convos, so you guys can get a feel, for what the fuck I'm saying and what the hell I'm talking about. And I got to swear because this shit is retarded and, you should fucking hear what it is, man, because the stuff is so silly, it's not even funny. So, we got this situation where I've talked about this guy before. His name is Jim Adjuster, right? Now, mind you, people are like, oh, you're picking on Jim Adjuster. No, I'm not. Um, Jim Adjuster is a punk, right? And he does all this crazy stuff that, you know, when you don't play Pokemon Go, right? Like, so you know how you got your Pokemon Go people or like your video game people, and you got people that don't fuck with video games or anything. If you talk to them and tell them the stories on what I've said about Gym Adjuster, like what happens to me, they look at me and they go, Yo, how is that even a thing? Like, how is this guy able to do all that? And nobody says a word. And I'm like, well, I don't know. Nobody wants to say anything. Nobody wants to fuck with him. Like, it's not like this guy's a big bad dude. He's creepy. And that's the word I'm getting from everybody. Like, yo, the man is creepy. Why is he creepy and able to do this stuff and make females feel uncomfortable, making guys feel uncomfortable? So I'm gonna give you the first story on him that I heard recently, and this has been a hilarious story. So where we are located at Square One at City Hall, right? There is a park called Korea Park. It's a nice little park. It's where they have the cherry blossoms and all that crap. So from where we are at Living Arts Center, City Hall, if you have no traffic, it's like a two minute drive, maybe five. But Burnham Thorpe always has traffic, right? So this dude that I know, him and his wife were trying to knock out the gyms at City Hall, but Ramir, Gym Adjuster, aka Fuckface, he will control a cluster of gyms. He'll stay in one spot and he'll just bury everything, right? So nobody can knock out these gyms unless he lets it happen, right? So it's such a silly thing. And besides that, I'm going to even talk about something else that made me really dislike him even more that he didn't even have nothing to do with. But so this person, he said to me that he was at City Hall and he couldn't knock out the gyms. So him and his wife drove off to Korea Park, right? So, like I said, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, drive, but it's a good run, right? Like, seriously, it's a good run. Like, I mean, it's not like, oh my God, you're going to die, but it's a little bit of a run. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. So they go to Korea after Living Arts when they couldn't knock out the gym. And behind their car, when they're just about to drive into Korea, it's Gym Adjuster, aka Ramir, aka Fuckface. This dude was running after them on foot. He's running after them behind their car just so he could follow them and golden raz those gyms so they can't knock the gyms out. So the wife decided to take out her phone and record him. He saw the phone and jumped into a bush. I was like, does anybody realize this guy's like 45 years old? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I don't understand. Like, what the hell? What are you doing, bro? Like, How do you have this type of energy? And like, that's how you know he doesn't have a woman, because a woman will drain your ass, bro. Like, he doesn't have any responsibilities, nothing. Like, yo, how are you so energetic for Pokemon? Like, really, dude? Come on. So the reason why I'm even more mad at this dude for something like that is because down by where I live, right? I'm at a place called Credit Woodlands, right? And I'm at this around where my kid's school is, right? And where I am, there's a good chunk of Pokemon Go players, right? And when I went, it was Tapu Bulu. So that was like, what, 2 weeks ago? So Tapu Bulu was out. And I watched these little kids that were with their babysitter. So let's say it was like 6 o'clock. It wasn't a raid hour, but they'll have like a cluster of 5-star raids at like 7 or 5 or whatever time they feel like it. So there was like 5 of them in the area. Well, not 5, they're like 3. So these little kids, they had to be, God, 8 years old. I don't know, like they seem like they're around, let's say 6, 7, 8, right? Just like 5 of them. So they're with the babysitter. They're all different races, right? So they're running with like tablets, their phones, whatever, and they're playing Pokemon Go. So I'm watching this, right? So they go into the Tapu Bulu raid and they lose. And they're so happy. Like they're just like, "Oh my god, this is so much fun. Oh, I'm going to use this Pokemon." And they're like just having a blast, right? And I'm watching this and I'm like, "Oh my god, bro. Like even though they lost, they were like so happy." So then I jumped into one of the raids that they did because they lost. So I jumped in, and it was only 2 of them this time. The other ones didn't want to play. So it was me and 2 of these kids. And I saw what they were using. Like they're using like level 20 Avalugs and like nothing worth a damn. Like it was probably the recommended team. We didn't win, even though I used Mega Rayquaza. Even though I lost the raid pass, because I left after that, I didn't bother doing it again. I was like, that's what this is supposed to be. We're supposed to play video games and have fun. And it shouldn't be so much problems. We shouldn't have people, taking over gyms, and we shouldn't have all the stuff that's going on, like with dudes jumping out of bushes and all the other stupid shit. We literally have the perfect setup where we're allowed to go outside, enjoy the weather, hang with friends, play a game, and not be judged for the most part, and have fun. Like these kids are having a blast, but we take this so seriously. Like this is something that should be taken so seriously when it shouldn't have. It shouldn't be taken so seriously. There shouldn't be no jumping out of bushes. There shouldn't be fights among people over some Pokemon. Like it's the stupidest thing that adults just kill the fun out of a children's game, right? So I said that to myself and I was like, man, that's fucked up. These kids made me like feel like, oh my god, like I don't like this dude anymore because he's ruining the fun. And what I mean is when you have, let's say, you a kid puts a Pokemon in the gym, he will get that Pokemon knocked out right away. And if he can't do it, he'll send a picture of the Pokemon, like, and their IGN, and send it to his homies and be like, "Yo, I need people to knock this out," and blah blah blah. And it's like, it's only 50 coins, bro. Like, can't the kids get some coins too? It's things like that. I didn't like that shit. Like, it got me thinking, like, yo, this is stupid. So when I had brought this up to people, they're like, well, I can't understand that because, I ain't losing my raid pass. And I'm like, you know, who cares? Like, it's the thought of it's a kid's game and we're so overtaken by it that we're so angry at each other over a Pokemon game. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh, you don't want to use your green pass, you don't want to lose your green pass or your orange pass, bro. You're gonna get more, especially if you spend money and do the rupees glitch that everybody's doing, and you get that free shit. Yeah, I know about that, dude. That's the other thing too about Pokemon Go players. Why the fuck do Pokemon Go players feel like Niantic or now Scopely doesn't know all the shit they're doing? Like the rupees thing. You think that they don't know? Like the eye plateau where they tell you where a hundo is and you go and you get it. Do you honestly think Niantic doesn't know? Like, do you think that this $1 billion company doesn't know all the little hacks on the side that everybody's doing? Like, it's not it's not terms of service bad, but you think they don't know? How could a multi-billion-dollar company not know? Like, come on. Anyways, that's besides what I'm saying here because then people are going to be like, oh, no, bro, you're wrong. I chat GPT'd it one time and I asked, and chat GPT just said it straight up. It was like, well, you know, Niantic knows. They just don't care because those things don't break terms of service. The iPlateau thing, it's not you hacking into the game and spoofing. You're just told where a Pokemon is and people go to it. Or it's just like if someone told you, hey, the Pokemon's over there by the bush next to Ramir, you go there and you get it. So is that terms of service? Apparently it is, but they don't give a shit. Like, how does that, like, if you stopped everyone from doing the money glitch or the coin glitch, the rupees one, the eye plateau and all that other shit, even a 300-meter glitch, if they banned everybody, ain't nobody playing. Like, real shit. You're not going to kill the high rollers of a game. Like, it doesn't make sense. Even if they don't care about the money as much, they're not killing the high rollers. Like, that would be silly. Like, no game is going to get rid of the people that spend money on it unless they're trying to die. Unless they want the game to be over and done with and they want nothing to do with it. So, moving on. So, we're talking about Ramir here and the whole thing where I'm talking about the kids that were into this stuff and we're having a blast. And like people are just getting annoyed. Like, I would never lose my raid pass. I don't care how the kids feel. And of course, guys that say this or women that say this are people without children. So it's like, yeah, a child's joy is priceless. And I just look at that since I have children. And I'm like, just the fact that these kids are having a blast and didn't have any cares in the world. I miss that. I miss being able to, hang with my boys and do fuck shit all day, during the summer and not have to worry about nothing. You go home, you wash up, food is ready. You ain't got to pay no bills. You don't got to do shit. You got to do a couple chores. But it was simple, bro. You just went to school and that was it, bro. You didn't do anything else. Like, that was hard. School was hard, but you had your boys. You're talking to girls. You're doing all this shit. Those were fun times. So fuck. So anyways, so now we're going on to another topic here. We're going to talk about my ambassador thing that was going on. So I did not get ambassador first in Mississauga. The other girl got it, and she wasn't hosting meetups at all. She would host one or two, and then she would disappear for like a month and whatever, right? So I have another campfire group, and I host every meetup. It's either me or this guy named Jack the Ripper, right? We host everything, and we haven't got ambassador yet. Well, I guess I'm gonna get her. He's gonna get it. Who cares, right? But when people confronted this girl and they asked her, they go, "Yo, can you host more meetups?" She goes, "Oh no, not if I'm not there." So I looked it up, and you don't have to be at every meetup. That's why you should have more than one ambassador in an area, just in case one of them doesn't want to do it. But it was that whole thing where she was just like going on, "Well, I'm not gonna be there, so I'm not gonna host it." Blah 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 blah. So I just hosted everything. It takes a while to host these meetups. They're not like, unless you want to do it like really crappy and really quick, then it's quick. But if you want to add things to it, put a nice picture, put, what's it called again? Like how much particles it'll take for something, good counters, blah, 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 putting the hundo, all that other shit. You do that, takes a little more time, right? But Going on to the whole thing, she hosted a meetup for Gigantamax Machamp, right? And of course, the meetup went nowhere. The rain came, and her whole group just broke apart. The problem was she didn't know where to go do these power spots because she's a rookie. She just started the game like 6 months ago. So she's a rookie. She's like those kids that I was talking about that have all this energy. And, she's a rookie. Like I don't know how old she is. She must be she's older than 18. So let's say she's 22 or something. But she doesn't even know how to play the game, right? And I mean, great, you're ambassador, high five, whatever. But when people ask her questions about the game, she doesn't have an answer. So people come to me or anybody else, and it's like, I know the answer. I know which way to go when you're doing, if you're trying to do Cinderace, for instance, which direction you go. So for Machamp, she had no idea what she was doing, and she lost the group. And majority of people said, well, it was a bust because everyone split up. And when you split up for Gigantamax, this shit ain't easy. And was Machamp able to remote? Then probably was. But it was at the beginning when people didn't even know what to do with the remotes and all that. But, like you could have said, let me get one of the know-it-alls that plays this shit all the time and have them help her. Like, no, she had to do it all herself because I have to be number one. All right. So that day, people were coming up to me talking mad doo doo, like mad dookie about her. And I'm just like, yo, look, man, you guys chose her. So, and this is the thing this is what I'm saying about Ramir. Ramir and a lot of those East Indian guys, they're so hungry to bang her that they just flood her with praise, like she's the next coming of Jesus type of thing. It's so bad. And it's like, bro, have you guys ever smelled a cooch? Like, it's so bad how they just hunger for this girl. And it's like, no wonder why she got it. And she even has said that she doesn't like any of these dudes and they have no chance with her. Why are you wasting your time on a girl you ain't got no chance with, bro? Like, seriously, like it's mind boggling how simpy these guys are. So of course, they're praising her and making her seem like she's the greatest thing on the goddamn planet. And it's like, okay, but she's not hosting the meetups, and the meetups don't even go anywhere, even if she does, because it just splits up because people don't want to listen to her. I'm not saying you got to be like the greatest thing, but come on, like at least know what you're doing with the whole thing. Like she's a rookie, bro. She just came here. Like she just started. She like died. Like this is all new. And I mean, I know Gigantamax and Dynamax is new also, but we've been doing that for a while, so we understand what we do, the concepts. We understand how to play. We understand, you go like it's like you go to one spot, you start it up, and then you walk to the other one. You sort of memorize it because they don't really move them that much. Like they move them, but it's pretty much the same spots, right? Like I don't see any new ones spawning where we are, right? So anyway, so the thing that she did was all fucked up. It didn't go anywhere. I think I did like 7. A lot of people only got like 2 raids in, 3 raids in, and they really want to do Gigantamax Machamp because that's a favorite. 200 people joined that meetup and 159 checked in. I'm like, cool, bro. Do you? But you see, now people are only checking in because they're trying to get the ambassador perks. And at the beginning, no one was getting the perks. Like it just wasn't working at the beginning. Like I think for the first 2 ambassador shit, it only had they didn't get anything, didn't even get the field research or nothing. So after that day, when people were bad mouthing her, and I was just like, yo, I'm not part of this shit. I don't care. Yo, my girl banned me from the campfire. I was like, damn. Now I still have the one that I'm controlling, which is the original one that when Campfire started, it was the original one from his saga, and everyone went there. But I was like, damn, girl, you just banned me like that? One day I woke up, I went to Campfire, checked my stuff, and it said, you cannot look at this campfire. I'm like, which campfire? I'm looking at one right now. And it was mine. Then I realized, I'm like, oh, wait, one's missing. So I'm like, oh, shit. So I go in to see if I can get back in. It says you cannot join at this time. All right. So then I noticed that she banned anyone with the Nufftingz name in their name. So the mother of my kids, her Nufftingz is Nufftingz with an S. Mine's with a Z. She banned those two. And I was like, damn. So she didn't ban my daughter because her name has no Nufftingz in it. So I would just look at the damn thing. Sometimes I'll look at it and see what the hell she's doing, and it's like there's nothing really going on over there. So I don't really care. But moving on. So she banned me. And so when people are asking, I was like, yeah, man, she banned me out of it, bruh. And they're like, that's not ambassador like. I'm like, well, talk to her. Like, yo, that's y'all Jesus, bro. Like, that has nothing to do with me. Like, I didn't tell her to do anything. And like, the thing was, when she became ambassador, I shot her a message and I go, congratulations on ambassador. Gave her a golf clap and everything. And she was like, oh, thank you. And, but it's like, now you ban me and I was actually giving you praise. Like, the problem with me and her is that if you're doing shit wrong, am I supposed to just sit there and be like, nah, you ain't doing it wrong? Like, you never heard no before in your life. So that was that. But my thing is going. She didn't host the Rillabooms, the Gigantamax Rillaboom. She didn't host that. She didn't host Cinderace either, but she's hosting Inteleon. So of course she gets more people in her group than mine because either it could be that no one likes my ass, which I would be surprised about. I think a couple people dislike me, but hey, they don't like the truth. That's their ass. But it could be really because they get the sign in rewards, right? The check in rewards, which is 800 particles, which is a Gigantamax match, right? So I tell them, I go, look, man, if you're gonna join mine, join hers too, just so you get the rewards. Because like, what are we doing here? So I even came up with this idea where I wanted to, for Go Fest, I wanted to give away prizes for people that get the biggest Pokemon, get the Shundo, get a Hundo, who had the smallest, and we'll compare it and whatever, right? But I also said I wanted to do something where we have two Campfire groups, right? We got mine, we got hers. What do we do? We should have a fucking Survivor Series type of match. I choose 4 or 5 of people that I want to represent me, and she chooses 4 or 5 to represent her. And we have a little one-on-one where it's like let's say I choose this one guy. He'll be A. I'll be like, yo, A, you'll go against her A. And then they compare who got the most Pokemon for the 2 days, who got the most shinies, who got the biggest, who did the most raids, who got a Hundo, who got a Shundo, and whatever, right? And the team that wins, and then okay, so you do that with the 4 or 5 people, right? Then the last set is me versus her. Ambassador, gonna be ambassador versus ambassador. And we go head to head. She represents with her Pokemon. I represent with mine. Bro, we could even have a PvP match. You know what I'm saying? People are like, yo, you're gonna kill her then, bro. Because she can't beat you. And I'm like, well, I mean, it would just be boss versus boss, right? You know what I'm saying? Well, yo, you're just trying to upstage her. I'm like, I'm trying to bring fun to this shit. And then whoever wins, let's say my team loses, then we give out prizes to the team that wins. So it's like, nah, man, just do it where everyone's involved and let them win and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, why can't we have friendly competition? Like, is that like the worst thing on the planet? Like, you talk about fun, but that's some fun crap, bro. Like, I don't know. To me, it seems like it would be fun. It's going to be a hot day. People can win prizes. Like, I don't know what else you want, bro. Like, I was even talking about like, Google Play cards and shit like that. Like, I was talking like, I'm not talking about little keychains. I was talking about real prizes. And it's like, no, she wouldn't even agree to that. I'm like, but if we're trying to build a community here of fun, why would you not? I mean, if it was me, and that was offered to me, I'd say, yo, let's go. Like, I'll be like, let's go. Like, I'd be ready, bro. Like, let's do it. That's fun. But, maybe I don't know fun. I assume that a community together with friendly competition would be fun, but I guess I'm old, so I don't know fun anymore. So I guess my generation, we only know how to get drunk and shit, right? Like, okay, cool. So that was that. And I never brought it up again because I was like, that's a lot of work for me to do too. Like, I'd have to get the prizes. She's not going to help me. So what's the point? And it's even like this whole thing, like, when I talk about a lot of these guys that are so gung ho on her, it's like the other day, one dude says to me, "Oh, I can see why Vibey's um um ambassador." I'm like, "Word? Where is she? At home where she belongs." What? Like, she's supposed to be at the meetups, bro. Like, like that's what her job title is, man. So it's cool. Like, but if it was me, y'all would have been up my ass. Be like, yo, why aren't you doing the meetups, bro? But she's at home where she belongs, where she's supposed to be, or some stupid shit like that. And I'm like, okay. And this is like the arguments that people will have. Like, I remember we were talking about Go Fest and how they had like 1,000-man lobbies and shit. I wasn't part of any, but I was hearing this because so much of the people out here went out to Go Fest in Osaka, and they just came back from Jersey like Monday. So these guys are like asking me like, "Yo, what do you think about 1,000-man lobbies?" I'm like, "Well, if I were to guess, it would be to see how it would go for for Eternatus. Like 1,000-man lobbies for Eternatus, like probably going to make him hella strong, and maybe they'll use it for the regular guys, but." I think that would be like how they would tweak everything for Eternatus. Because Eternatus, if you played the games, is the strongest Pokemon base wise. I mean, we can't compare it to Arceus. Arceus is like 5% of his power. But with Eternatus, I would assume that it would be his hand that you would fight, or whatever the hell that thing is. It's so weird looking. And you would have 1,000-man lobbies, but he would be so strong that it wouldn't be an easy fight. So maybe they're just tweaking it out, figuring out what the fuck is wrong with it, make it better, whatever, right? Well, I hate to break it to you, bro. Word. Why does he always hate to break it to me? Can't you just be happy to tell me something? They already have Eternatus in the assets. Okay. So they're like, oh, well, that means it's going to be in the game by GoFest. Which GoFest? 2025. What? Like, what? Why would Eternatus come out before the other Gigantamax? Well, they already have assets for it and they've data mined it and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, I get it, but hasn't Mewtwo been data mined too? His Mega Evolution and same thing with Metagross. Well, that's coming out soon too. So in a month, they're going to release all these Pokemon, including Eternatus. Yeah, we haven't got Pikachu. We haven't got Eevee. We haven't got Orbeetle and all those other guys that we haven't even got their regular forms yet. So they're going to release Eternatus, the reason why we have power spots, before they release the Gigantamax Pokemon that they haven't released yet. From how it looks to me, they're gonna have every Pokemon be Dynamax, and have the ones that Gigantamax, but they're gonna have everyone able to Dynamax. Why would they've only done 50 of them so far? Why would they bring out Eternatus? Well, they're having data mines, blah blah blah. And I'm like, but like I said, they have other things that have been data mined for years and they haven't bring them out yet. So what? How is that an argument? But you see, this is what I deal with, bro, because people don't want to use their brains. It's just like, well, let me just talk. It's like, all right, cool. Like, to me, that's silly. Why would they do that? So what are they going to do when Terras come out? Terapagos. What are they going to do? They're just going to release him 6 months in without releasing the rest? Like, I mean, I wonder how they're going to do the Terra raids, though, because that one sort of trips me out, man. Can you imagine? They'll have separate raids where you can get a Dragonite that's an electric type. Like, could the game really withstand all that? Like, I mean, Like, could you switch it? Can you leave it? Like, I don't know, man. I feel like they're gonna have to figure out something that's gonna be cool. But I mean, I like Dynamax. I like how it's set up. It's faster than Sword and Shield, so I would assume that it's gonna be a good idea. We could only hope, right? But yeah, I don't see Eternatus at GoFest. You see, right now, what's the date today? It is what, the 7th? No, today's the 12th. GoFest like 2 weeks, so Eternatus better make his appearance soon. Yeah. Anyways, so that was those stories. There's nothing more really. Just one of those things where it's like, you know, you talk too much. Like it's all silly, man. And concerning like Ramir and how slow he is and how the things he's doing. I mean, he's not even slow. He's running real fast to catch up the cars. Like, what do you do with that, dude? Like, you know, like to me, that's just over the top insane. Like something is wrong with that dude. And, like even Groudon today, it was actually pretty good. Like there's the guys that are causing the issues, they sort of fucked off, and I'm happy. And you see, that's the thing. After Vibey banned me, I banned her because you know what this girl was doing? She was stealing our ideas. Like she wasn't located at Celebration Square at the beginning. Now she's located at Celebration Square. She changed the name to Miss Saga Celebration Square, Pokemon Go, whatever. She started using our spot where we were having the meetups. And then she bans me, and I was like, well, I gotta ban her now. The fuck? Like, it's to me, it's like, what are we even fighting over? We should be wanting to build it, but we're not trying to build anything. We're just fighting with each other. I'm trying to build something. I enjoy going out, seeing people going after that hundo, going after that shundo, stuff like that. But you don't have the same idea. You just want to have an ego trip. And, I told her that before, and I guess she didn't like that. I guess she thought about it one day and said, I'm going to ban him. Tick, 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 tick. So it's like, all right. So someone asked me, like, yo, did you confront her? I saw her, and I went next to her, and I was talking to some people. I dabbed, because what I do is I'm an asshole. If I don't like you, I'll dab all the people around you. Like, I will what's up to everybody around you, and I will ignore your ass. Did it to her, and she left. It's like at that point, she moseyed on. And then today, same thing. Once I appeared, 5 minutes later, she was gone. So I was like, well, either I smell or she can't stand my ass, but what am I going to confront her for? For what? Because next thing you know, I go and say something to her, and then everyone's like, yo, look at this guy picking on this girl. I'm good, bro. I'm not trying to be fighting with no little girl. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. I don't care how old she is. Like, she's like, what, 22? Good, cool. Anywho, that was my rant, talking all this shit. If y'all are doing Kyogre next week, good luck on getting that hundo. I'm hunting for that hundo next week because Kyogre is a beast. And shame it's not primal, but I see people posting stuff about what do I do with this if I get a hundo? You keep it until you get the primal energy, and you evolve it, you mega evolve it. Like, y'all don't read about the game or learn anything about Pokemon. Like, come on. I don't know. Anywho, that was my story. There's probably more, but I forget, and this video is long. So I will see you guys in the next video. Like and subscribe. This is another video from Nufftingz Speaks. God, I couldn't remember it for a second there. Make sure you check my other accounts. I have Nufftingz Entertainment and Nufftingz Pokezone. That's my Pokemon stuff only, which I'm actually enjoying doing that one. So, like, my Gigantamax battles, all that. I did try to do, like, how to beat a thing, like how to beat a Pokemon, but people just don't care to know. They just want to complain. So I just didn't bother after that. I was like, oh, forget it. Like, it's so much work. And then people just argue everything. And I'm just like, dude, I'm not trying to argue everything. I just want to live my life, bro. Like, let's just enjoy the game. Anyways, see you in the next video.